Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of the Mac and Forth Live Show. Hopefully this one will go better than the one we tried yesterday where my internet crapped out right halfway through the show and everything just fell over. Big time! Fortunately I'm not on my own again today because I have managed to get David Dean back again. How are you, sir?
I'm very good, thank you, Carl. I thought I'd wear the same shirt just in case.
Continuity.
Yes, exactly.
That's it.
We could weave in some of yesterday's clips, maybe. Maybe not.
I was a bit late for that because I've already deleted that video, that disastrous video where I ended up towards the end going, "Hello, can you hear me? Hello, hello."
Oh, well.
What can we do? We're at the mercy of the internet's gods.
Or Virgin.
Well, yeah. Well, yes, yeah. Or Virgin in my case, absolutely. Bloody company. Actually, it's been working well for ever since I started doing these. So one off, I'll give them that. They always do it on the weekends, you know. They don't normally do it on the weekdays because that will affect business. Oh well, now I've got to remember what we talked about yesterday, and remember to repeat some of it again. So that's not good. I know what we started off with yesterday, though. We started off with the fact that sad news if you're a Microsoft person, because Microsoft is shutting down their sites. Oh, I've got this warning thing again. Why does that keep coming up? So Microsoft permanently going to close their retail locations, 83 different locations or stores around the world, and they're going to start shutting them down, which is a sad, sad day, I guess. I mean, it's a shame because we did a video where we enjoyed the opening of the one in Regent Street, which is fortunately going to stay open. So.
Yeah, it was the first weekend, I think, wasn't it? We had a great time. It was actually we were really impressed, weren't we?
It was.
Over 4 floors. I think they really pulled the stops out. The staff are really, really helpful. We didn't get a free beer, I think. I remember from that day. The Carlsberg thing wasn't dispensing beer. But apart from that, it was spot on, actually. But it's going to remain as an experience store, I don't know what that means.
Isn't everything an experience?
Yes, because it wasn't really it was a retail store, but you wouldn't go there to buy much, would you? Go, I don't know, Dixon's or online or whatever, wouldn't you?
Well, that's true. I don't ever recall anyone walking out with a package like they do. They walk out with an iPad or a MacBook Pro or something at the Apple store.
The second time I went there was a few people actually handing over money, but not in the same volume as Apple around the corner. I mean, where you would, make a beeline, wouldn't you, to buy stuff. But it's a good attempt. It's a shame they've decided not to bother. I mean, that's only 3 more stores than Raspberry Pi's got now.
Oh dear. You can't get your PCs anywhere else. Like, it's PC World that's still out there in Curry's or whatever retail store merged and stuff. So, but anyway, sad news anyway. But like I say, the amount of times we passed it and it was empty, I can see that happening. Although they're going to keep it. So in London,
the cost of that building must be
location
horrendous.
That is not good. Oh dear. Anyway,
probably why he's staying. Probably signed the lease for like the next 10 years or something.
The London Mafia says you ain't going anywhere. But
it's
anyway,
one of the best locations in London, isn't it? To be fair,
it is. But anyway, I'd like to thank our wonderful chat roomers here. Thank you. Please say hello if you come and join us. I can see that Brian's in the chat room today, and Alan is also in the chat room there at the moment. I can see there's other people watching, but they're too scared to type anything. And if it's your first time here on a live stream, just type new, and I can give you a shout out as well, just to welcome you to this little community that we have here online. So, what I got you on to talk about, Dave, is obviously iOS 14, because it was announced on Monday, and we all took it in, and
yes, after that amazing virtual keynote that they rolled out, was it an hour and a half, 2 hours? I think thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it was really well done, and I think they've done a great job with some of the news coming out on iOS, to be honest, that we're going to talk about later.
Yeah, I did get a bit worried actually, because the start of it was very from a layman's point of view, it was very sort of top layer type stuff, and I was thinking, really, is this where's this all going? Because this doesn't seem like much, but fortunately, as more it went on, we got bigger and bigger stuff, and then the bombshell at the end of the show. So So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah,
But
excellent.
and they've done a pretty good job. Hi Ron, by the way, for joining us in the chat room. But we can go through and see what the system requirements are for this as well. So
Yeah,
it goes back quite a way, which is quite nice. So back to
Yeah.
the iPhone SE first edition.
Now, how old is that phone now?
I don't know. I know the 6S Plus. That's the one I've got. I bought that in 2015. I'm pretty sure I got a photo of me holding it up in 2015.
That's not bad, is it? 5 years.
That's it.
Very,
So-
very good.
So there you go. They're all the devices that you will be able to upgrade come October or September, depending when it's actually released. But the beta.
So have you upgraded, Carl? Have you trying out the beta?
Oh yeah, I've been trying it out big time. So this is the first time, however, I've installed it on the on one of my phones because I finally got an old phone back in circulation, a rotation, I should say. So I managed to put it on there. Got beta from somewhere, and a few like literally the next day after the announcement, I had it, and I've never had this before. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to have to wait till September and then be all excited. I'm getting my excitement out of the way now. Of course, when it's released in September, I'll be very blasé about it. All go, old hat.
Yeah. Yeah, I did it for the first time as well across watch, phone, and iPad. Never done that before. Won't do the Mac just yet, but all three portable devices I've betaed in.
You did the watch.
Yeah,
You're suicidal.
it's only a watch.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Is it your is it your only watch?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Oh, no, I've got old watches, fashion watches, not my only Apple Watch. But the one thing I bought it for, the hand washing doesn't work. They haven't switched it on yet.
You're washing your hands wrong.
Exactly, must
Obviously. Oh,
Yeah.
that's weird. I haven't seen anyone else say it yet, so I thought I did see someone tweet or something about it. Not that I'm on Twitter, I just saw it through a story or something like that. But
be. Yeah.
yeah, that's weird. Oh well, that's a shame. But yeah, teaching us how to wash our hands. I'll tell you what, some of the frequenters of London pubs could use that a lot. Disgusting. So what do you want? Shall we go through some of the
Yes.
things that were actually announced? And if you guys in the chat room, guys or gals, have a question, please put a Q in front of your question so I can find it when I go back to look.
Yeah. Or anything you found that we haven't.
Yes,
I'm sure there's a few things that are hidden away.
because they do love to hide their stuff, does Apple? But yes.
Secrets.
Well, one of the first one is, I think, what a lot of people have been asking for is default apps. So default apps are going to come to iOS 14. However, in a limited state, they're only going to be available for browsers and email applications. You cannot do it yet. You have to wait for the developer to put a little flag in their app to say they are potentially a default source, and then it'll be down to Apple to actually okay that, because you don't want any like dodgy apps saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a browser," and they're not really. So, but I'm guessing all the ones that we know by name, off by heart by name, they'll get approved, and as long as they do the various updates, and will be in there as a potential default from now on.
That might persuade me to use Outlook, I think, on the iPad, which I like as an email client. Probably stick to Safari, though, to be honest. I can't see any reason for moving to Chrome.
Yeah, I'm not. I use Outlook on my iPad, but I use Mail on my phone. No particular reason, other than the reason I use Outlook is you can snooze messages. So something will come in from my boss, and I don't want to deal with it today, like it's for tomorrow, and I can just snooze it, and it will go off at like 4 a.m. in the morning, so it's ready there, and it's not blocking up my mailbox. But I mean, that's literally the only feature I use in Outlook. But I do keep making Mail look nicer. But
They do.
yeah,
They do.
I'm just still not sure. I'm certainly not smitten by Chrome browser or Firefox browser. Brave I toggled with for a little while, but not too often.
Yeah, I like Chrome, but not enough to use it all the time. I actually run two browsers at the same time on the Mac because some things seem to work better in Chrome than they do on Safari. But on the phone, always Safari. I can't see any point in using Chrome at all, to be honest.
And now it's got some of the additions in Safari. The fact that we can now check on what people are tracking us with, and all kinds of blocking stuff that they put built into it.
Yeah, tap that little shieldy thing, isn't it? And it's amazing what comes up. Haven't tried it for lots of sites, but it's a massive list.
I did try it for some. Well, shall we do a demo? Shall we try and get a demonstration?
Yeah.
Shall we go to CNN and see what they've got up? Right, because that's the only news thing that comes to mind when I think of it. So here we go. We're going to do a demo live on the air. We're going to go to. So there we go. Oh, CNN is already there. That's good. So let's reload it. Obviously, I was testing this earlier. Come on, load up. God, it's slow, isn't it? Right. So now you tap on the two little A's up here in the corner here. And you can go to tracking report. And CNN has 24 trackers.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
Look at it.
Yes. I have no idea what most of these are. And apart from Twitter ads, obviously. But it's quite shocking, really.
It'd be nice to get a website that sort of explains what some of these things are, just out of interest.
I mean, it's pretty. It's not very much. There's not much information on here, but it's a start. At least on the iOS version at the moment.
Yeah. What's the BBC like?
Oh, you're waiting till I pull it down. Okay, I'll come back to that in a second. Right?
Okay.
So why are you interested in the BBC?
I suppose the assumption is that you're not going to get much tracking on the BBC. And if they are, then why are they? Because my beef, as you know, Carl, is that we pay a TV license, and in the UK, we should just get what we pay for.
Well, yes. Although that opinion is growing quite a lot recently. So
yes.
Let's have a look at their ones then, shall we? So tracking. Now, only 2 on the BBC. That's not bad.
No, and I've no idea what Chartbeat is, but it sounds like it's like a Nielsen rating sort of app, isn't it? It's counting clicks or whatever. What do they call them these days?
Probably.
Views, visits.
So there you go. So that'll be a nice little addition once we get everything up and running, and then we'll see if some of the sites take notice, but they won't. They will still keep doing it because it's their business model. I don't blame them really. But at the end of the day.
Feather in Apple's cap, though, around privacy again, though, isn't it? I mean, they had a little section on privacy in the keynote, but it looks like Apple are really starting to build on it as a major USP compared to other tech firms, especially, if you look at what Facebook are up to at the moment, it's appalling. So Apple are coming out of this looking really, really good.
Alex is saying here, you do get tracked on the BBC homepage and more on the BBC Sports page. They want to know where you're going. And we got Paul has saying, Chartbeat, monitor and optimize your content for long-term audience loyalty. That's some brand terminology there, isn't it?
Yeah,
play
marketeers.
That, yeah, play that bingo card in your meetings. So that's default apps. So will they open it up to more later on when they get more, okay with opening up their ecosystem? I don't see why not. I wouldn't mind being able to replace like the camera app with Filmic Pro, for example.
SatNav, I suppose.
SatNav, obviously another obvious one. And there's no real reason for them to stop people doing it. I mean, maybe from a marketing point of view, which they'd probably get in trouble if they didn't allow it, would be like Apple Music for Spotify and things like that. I don't know. I can understand why they protect themselves in that case.
Podcast apps,
podcast app. We could change it for Overcast or Pocket Cast or one of the other popular ones out there. That'd be good.
It's going that way, though, isn't it? To be fair to Apple, it's a step in the right direction.
They certainly made that. That seemed to be their push this year to open it up and to shut up a lot of the people who keep taking them to the EU courts and stuff.
This is the new Apple, isn't it?
It is. And
a lot of people are saying, well, I don't know about a lot of people. Someone said it's because Johnny Ive isn't there anymore. Things are changing.
But would he have had that much control over those aspects? Maybe like how things look and design and stuff, but surely not the other aspects. Unless he didn't like the way those apps looked on his fabulous screens, maybe, I don't know. But I don't know. Right, so the next one is Compact UI. So no longer will the likes of Siri or a phone call take over your entire iPhone screen when you're in the middle of doing something, which is a bit annoying. It doesn't happen that often, but happens enough to make it annoying.
So the phone thing is exactly the same as the Mac now, isn't it? So that matches. They're trying to match the UIs up a little bit.
So that'll be good. So now you'll just get a little bar appear at the top, and you'll be able to swipe it away if you don't want to answer it, or swipe it down to take the call. We can also look at Siri, because now Siri no longer takes advantage of the entire flipping screen. So I've learnt my lesson from yesterday. I'm not going to let you pick something, Dave. So I'm going to do it. So I'm going to say, how tall is Everest?
According to Wikipedia, it's 29,029 feet.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And they've also apparently gone into Siri and changed some of the things around, so it no longer always has to go off to the flipping web to get you a response. So it no longer, well, it will do it less. Instead
But
of
it
saying,
tells you the answer rather than just saying,
Yeah.
here's the web page.
here's some things I found on the web. Well, great, Siri. I could have done that myself. Thank you very much indeed.
They've done something with the voice recognition though, because we were in the car the other day and we were throwing, really obscure songs at it, and every single one it was spot on. It didn't do that before. There's something changed behind the scenes.
Yeah, I'm sure. But everyone else does it well. I mean, I'm not going to mention the names because they're going to all go off in my room if I say certain words. But yeah, I mean, it's good. I always thought it was like maybe a limitation of the microphone that Apple puts in its phones. Because when I'm in the van, it just does not hear me unless I've got AirPods Pro on. It's very frustrating. It's all right for you in your sealed cars, with no...
With CarPlay, you see.
Yeah, see? Won't get my company paying out for anything like that, I'll tell you now. What else are we getting? Picture in picture, which doesn't sound like much, but can be a handy little feature. So when it's working, and I can't share it with you because it's like DRM content, so it won't go through the cable. But when you're playing like a film or a TV show, it will allow you to put the picture on the screen while still going on like a web browser, or reading your mail and stuff like this, or driving. Probably. I haven't tested it actually if it works on maps.
It's funny because yesterday I said I wouldn't use it, but actually used it yesterday because I went somewhere else on the phone. Of course, it keeps playing. You get that continuity of the experience. You don't have to pause the program to go somewhere else. So it's good. Actually worked quite well. So if you have to dip out to visit a web page and go back in, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for like when you're messing around. Although the YouTube app has still not adopted picture in picture. What? You can do it through the website version, can't do it through the app. Very annoying. Yeah. Oh well, just Google. We don't want to do it. So now camera as well. So now apparently the camera app comes up faster. I'm not sure it will on my old phone here, but let's have a look. So if I go into camera, you're going to see my mess. Here's my desk in front of me. But now also what we've got up here in the top right hand corner is we've got these new selectors. Now these used to be on the newer phones, but I don't think it extended all the way back to some of the older models. So now you can just like tap them and set your 60 frames or 30 frames or 4K and HD.
Yeah, very good.
I think that's new for older phones on iOS 14 anyway.
I think so.
I could be. I'm sure the chat room will tell me if I'm wrong about that. But that sounds like a little feature, but it's really handy because you used to have to go digging into the settings and find that setting and change it, and then come back out again. And by the time all that's done, your baby's fallen off the table and it's no longer funny. So, what can you do? Right then. I do wonder what they're going to do with the camera this year on the new phone, though, because it's got so good. I mean,
what else can they do?
Definitely from the video point of view. I mean, it is amazing what you can shoot, especially if you use an app like Filmic Pro, and you have so much control over that thing. And these little rigs that you can buy now for the phone. I bought a ton of them before this lockdown nonsense happened. and I've not been able to go out and use any of it. I bought ND filters and lenses and everything, and I've been stuck in like here for forever because I don't want to take them out on my job and do them because they'll get broken. But you know, we live in one of the most vibrant cities in the world, and one of the most glorious times regarding weather, and I've just not been able to take advantage of any of it. It's so frustrating.
Maybe they'll add a fourth lens. Who knows?
Maybe, but what would that do?
Not sure.
Well, we got tight and wide now. I don't think I'm not sure what else they can do.
Super zoom.
Well, it's night. It's night photography, isn't it? I mean, it's like low light stuff. That's the big thing that they all want to try and fix. And of course, zoom. So instead of relying on digital zoom to actually have, you know, proper optical zoom, I think they call it. And they've got it kind of now with the different lenses, and you can merge between them. But someone's eventually going to come up with proper optical zoom, although I don't see how in that frame, but you never know. They might, these are geniuses
Or a
after all.
much better macro lens, maybe.
Yeah, macro's also a good fun thing to try, but you know, not for long. You take a few pictures of a few insects and that's it, you're done. Really? Or is that just me? What else have we got? So now we come to the app library, which is a wonderful little addition, and we'll go back to the phone again. So here we are. We have our screens as we've always had, and over here we have the Today program, the old one with the widgets and stuff on it, which we'll come to in a little while. But now, if you go all the way extra, right to the very end, you come up with the app library. And this is where everything that's on your phone is going to be stored and like sectioned off and filed off into its own little folders. So reference and read in there, for example, all those various apps there, utility apps and stuff. And then what you can do is you can also tap app library at the top here, and it puts them all in a nice list so you can find them alphabetically. So you can track down pretty much any application you want.
Yeah. First thing I did was go to that and I installed the beta. Really good.
And because we've normally amassed so many screens with our various apps that we've downloaded over the years, okay, not this phone because it's a brand new install virtually, but you can now set up get the old jigglies going there. Tap these little buttons down the bottom here, just above the base, the home base. And now we can edit pages, so we can decide to hide pages, and they will no longer appear when we start flicking through our home sheet. I've got to come all the way out of it now, and there you go. So all those apps that you got on pages 6, 7, and 8, which you know you just dumped there because you might use them one day, you can now hide them all, which is lovely, and it's pretty simple to bring back as well. Just edit the home screen. Touch the little buttons down the bottom and tap it to come back to life, and then they're all back again. Ta-da! Amazing.
Yeah, really like that. That when I've had pages and pages of icons, so hidden them all away, and I'd go to Spotlight in the first instance, and then if I need to look at an app in detail, I can go to the app library. Brilliant.
Yeah, so that'll be good for hunting things down. So what else have we got? What's the next thing on our list here? Widgets. Oh, widgets. This shows how easily we're pleased as a community, I think. Widgets. So here we go. So if you scrape over to the Today screen, here's all the widgets in there normally, but we don't want widgets there anymore. We want them on our actual home screen. So again, if we hold down and edit our home screen and hit the little plus up here in the top right hand corner, we can now import our own widgets onto our home page. And we can have them in various sizes. We can add the widget up there. We can add another one, put a smaller one. Let's go down here and pick, let's pick podcasts. Let's put that. Oh, look, that's a fantastic podcast. Well, look at that. I don't know what that one's doing on there, but okay. We add that widget over there as well. Of course, we can move them around. Let's add one more. Let's go for what one should we go for? Let's quickly. Let's do a shortcut one, and we'll do that one as well. And then if we want to bring that into the stack, we just slide it over, and it joins the stack, and then that'll be it really. And then we can start flicking through our stack, and seeing all the various widgets that we've got ready to go. And these will dynamically change based on either where we are, what we're doing, or what time of day it is. So it'll be quite good.
And this is before the developers get their hands on it, of course, and come up with all weird and wonderful widgets. I don't think there's a clock widget, is there?
Well, no, I don't think so. But then you've always
I
got that at
want
the
a
top
big
of the screen.
clock right in the middle. Tell me when to take my medication.
I have got an app that reminds me. Well, it's just a reminders app to tell me to take my blood pressure pill, but always nags me. But I did see there was an actual pill app as well that tells you every if you miss it, it's like every 30 seconds, take your pill. 30 seconds, take your pill. Until you take your pill.
Slight tangent. There is a pill you can take that's got RFID in it, and it transmits to your phone, which transmits to your doctor to tell you you've taken the pill or not.
Oh my god! I thought you were going to say you could track it through your body. Until look, there it goes. It runs away at the end of it. Oh dear, no.
So loads more widgets to come. I think that's the great news, isn't it? We've only got the ones that Apple have done so far, but it's going to be a wonderful world of widgets in the future. I think.
I mean, I was watching some of the lessons, and I watched a couple about the people developing widgets and stuff, and they are a bit limited at the moment. Like they can't play video, they can't do animations, they can't do anything like that. But I'm hoping, and my hope of hope is that for apps like BuyTrain and Citymapper, and you put in a route that involves you using, like in my case, London Transport, it'll be able to tell you what platform to get onto if a train's been delayed or anything like that, and it pushes that like need to know information straight to your widget, so you can just glance at your phone, pull it back in your pocket, and forget about it. That would be fantastic. That's all I basically want from a widget.
Yeah, and if they, my hope is it spreads to CarPlay as well.
Yeah.
Because you get a page where you can't do anything with, but if they add widgets in there like nearest petrol station or EV charger or whatever, nearest car park, all that sort of stuff all built in as well, it'd be great.
It would work a treat, but that's not for us. That's down to developers to do their magic on. So I'm sure they'll figure out other ways of using it as well, which we can't possibly imagine at this point in time. And then by Christmas, we'll be all blasé about it all. Say,
We'll have pages and pages of widgets.
Yes, that's it. And then we'll have to hide the widget pages. It'll get too much. But
we'll have a widget page that takes you to all your widgets.
But the thing I'm looking forward to is, when you're in a pub and everyone gets their phone out, and everyone you casually glance at the phone, and everyone's phone looks the same. It's just rows and rows of icons, and it's been that way for a long, long time. Well, now, just like Android users, we'll be able to have each individual face out unique to us, like what's important to us. So it'll be a nice way to separate our phones when they're all just thrown on the table and everyone's having a drink. Oh, happy days when that can happen again. Anyway.
Not long now.
I keep coming back to the pub, don't I? That's terrible. So what we got? So widgets, like I say, I've just done. App clips as well. So I have got a movie for app clips. Let me just quickly select that. So this is an interesting idea, I think. So if you basically go somewhere and they're using an app that you don't necessarily have, they can create a clip, and it will just download a small part of the app to do whatever's necessary at that point in time, like pay for something or whatnot like that. It's an intriguing idea, especially for parking.
Yeah.
Those bloody parking apps are a pain in the bottom. But, I mean, they're showing on the video, like, people ordering food and stuff with it and getting on the scooter.
Yeah,
which would also
scooter
be good.
rental. Yeah, absolutely.
It's something you're looking forward to, isn't it, Dave? I know.
But, I know. Well, they promised us June. They haven't come up with anything yet. I'm still waiting.
No, although I see loads of people around my way on them all the time, and they don't get hassled by the old bill, so I don't know.
No, but are these web clip things, app clips, they're going to be great, I think. But like you said, for parking, I mean, how many different parking companies are there when you drive around? And if you haven't got that particular parking app on your phone, it's a right pain, isn't it? You have to telephone them, or if you've got a signal, try and download the app. This just takes all that out of it. It's brilliant.
It will be good. Of course, they have to adopt them. That's the only thing. And then you have to look for the little like QR code type thing to take advantage.
I think it will take off, personally. I think it will be, I think it will, I think Android have had this for a while, but it never really did anything.
Mind you,
So,
Apple
see.
beacons were meant to take off as well. That never happened. So
No, but then Apple Pay did,
True.
and that really led the way. So I think this is one of those things. I think will get some momentum.
yeah, it's definitely the parking and the hiring of bikes. Like hiring a what do I call them, Boris bikes here in London.
Or
and stuff.
hiring anything, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
it's that sort of world we live in now, where Zipcard, all that sort of stuff. I think they do something similar at the moment, don't they? And that leads in, I suppose, to the old key thing as well, because they use a form of that now, don't they? The car key.
Stop jumping ahead, you. I got
Sorry.
I got all written out in order here. You got to mess me up again. Let's just see what Alex is saying here again. It looks like parking would be brilliant.
Yes.
I've never find the right app, and then you have to re-register because I haven't used it for so long. Yes, that's a pain, and then to re-add Apple Pay is a nightmare. It's true. I mean, it's just little convenient things that just you don't really think about you doing, but if you could just go beep beep, done, walk away. That's going to look good. Okay, now the most important one of all. You ready for this? You're bracing yourself, David.
Yeah.
New emoji. New emojis. This is what we want.
Oh.
So many new emojis, different headwear and masks and God knows what else now. You can now personalise yourself. You can make yourself young. You can make yourself old. You can do all kinds of weird stuff. But yes. So obviously the thing that we all very blasé about, I keep using that word, but the general public seem to love once they work out how to do it. That is. But they seem to. I mean, I know why they put so much stock into them, because they use it in their advertising all the time. All the stuff for WWDC, all the lead-in videos, have got emojis talking to you. They've even got Serenity Caldwell.
I've got to say, absolutely,
doing
really
the
good actually,
roundup.
very
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, it looks good. And you can make those little movies of your own emoji, the Memoji head, quite easily just by going into messages, and it saves them. It's there should be a better way of doing it than the way they currently do it, but it could be kind of fun. And then you can send them off to your mates on Facebook Messenger, and they go, "How'd you do that?"
We could get emojis doing this show now.
We could. That's true. Scary, but true. Yes. Although we can look younger if we did that. So
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, new emojis. Now Messengers as well is getting a big update. So we can now going to have pin messages and more group dynamic messages as well. I've got another video for this here. Oh, I better not do it there because otherwise the screen will be all over the place. So I'll play it here. So yeah, as I say, we can now pin our messages for the important conversations that we have, which is nice and handy. Up to 9 of them we can have as well. And as the messages come in, we'll see the little blue dot there. For group messages, we're now getting line messages. This is fantastic. If you wanted to refer to something that happened earlier in a conversation, you can now go back and have it specifically relate to that piece of the conversation instead of being all over the place, which is nice. We're now getting mentions as well, so you can type someone's name who's in that conversation and they'll get notified that you have sent them an actual message within that message. So that's nice as well. A handy little feature. They're also updating how these messages look at the top, so you can see everybody grouped together who's involved in that particular message, and the larger ones are the people who have commented the most recent as well. Or you can replace all that with just a general picture of something if you want, and then as people comment, they appear around that icon, which is a nice little touch as well, and it just adds to the pleasing effect of using messages, I think. I mean, it's probably probably one of the applications I use the most, to be honest.
Yeah, turns it into more WhatsApp-like, doesn't it? The way it uses groups and everything else.
Yeah,
it's excellent. Very, very polished, I think. Actually, what
very
we're doing with it.
Very, and of course now, although we're not going to talk about the Mac stuff in here, they're going to also do the same on the Mac version, so it will sync up and it will be the same, and you can now do confetti and lasers and God knows what else on the Mac version. So everything will look nice. So,
as long as you've got an iPhone or an iMac, that's the only thing, isn't it?
Or an iPad.
Or iPad.
You need one of them. You got to be. What is it? I always forget. What is it? Blue or green? What's the outsider one? Is it greens?
Green is outside,
Right.
isn't it?
Yeah. you don't want to be a green bubble.
Green.
Ooh.
My daughter's got an Android phone, and it's a pain because I have to can't send a message from the iPad. I've got to go to my phone and send her a message. So,
Dear.
rubbish. Never mind.
Of course, if you have got someone who's on Android in one of your messages, none of this stuff works, apparently, because you've all got to be on iOS or Mac OS or something. So if you've got only one person, so maybe in that case, it's time to rethink your friends. No, not really. Or buy them a phone. Buy them an iPhone. But yeah, so it's an interesting little update they've done there. And I'm looking forward to it because one of the things I'm really looking forward to, I know it's so stupid, it's simple, is when someone in a group message is typing, you'll now get the indicator that someone's typing. I used to hate that. I used to hate not knowing if someone was actually responding to me or anything. You sort of wait and wait and wait. They're not there. But now we know. And
it's a lot clearer you're doing a group message, isn't it, compared to how it is now?
Indeed.
You can't do accidental messages to the whole group. We shouldn't do anyway.
No. We still can't delete them, though. If you send that wrong message to the wrong person, you're still in trouble. Then we're getting some updates to maps. So we're getting cycling directions for certain cities at the moment. Not London, unfortunately. EV charging routing, congestion charging routing. Take that, Mayor Khan. You're not getting my money. Also, speed and traffic camera notifications, plus UK, Ireland, and Canada are all getting the new Apple Maps looks as well. So fantastic.
Very, very good. Especially EV charging. I mean, obviously, I drive an electric car, so it'd be nice to have some of that information built into Apple Maps. Although the source they're using at the moment isn't fantastic, but that can improve over time. So be good.
How can you tell if someone's got an electric car?
At the moment?
Yeah. Well, I was going to...
You can't.
Well, no, I was saying you can, because you only
okay.
have to give them about 5 minutes and they'll tell you.
I thought you were going to tell me about the green flash appearing on number plates in October.
No.
So we can get free parking everywhere.
No, not yet. But yeah, I'm looking forward to some of the map updates here. Obviously, the speed and traffic cameras are good, especially considering the job I do, driving all over the place. That would be fantastic. Getting around the congestion charge in London, as it's about to probably get bigger as well at some point. It's more expensive. It's going to now as well than it was a couple of weeks ago. So you definitely need to get around that. And EV charging is great, but
and better quality maps as well. We're going to get sort of because they've had better quality maps in the States, haven't they, for a while?
Yeah,
and that's going to be rolled out over here. I think that's been announced, hasn't it, by the end of the year or something?
Yeah, they're going to finish. They finished off the States, and now they're moving on to other places. We're still not getting that look. What they call it, look around. That's still not active everywhere. So they're still building on that. But we've had the map vans out here in the UK for a long time, so they've definitely been collecting data. I looked at the Maps app today, strangely enough, just to see if any of this stuff was in there, and it's not at the moment. But I went to the Tottenham Hotspur football ground and flew around that, and it's still got the old stadium up. That's how out of date Apple Maps is at the moment. I mean, I've been playing there for a year in the new stadium, and the old one's still up. That's what I'm saying. It's not been updated since the old stadium's been up. They've knocked that down, built the new one, and now it's been active for about a year. And it's still not been updated on Apple Maps. That's terrible.
Not good.
No. And then, of course, we come to... Well, I'm going to have to leave this one to you, David. This is all you. This is CarPlay. I can't talk about any of this stuff because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, one of my favourite things.
So, come on, give us the skinny on the updates to CarPlay.
Cosmetic initially. You've got a choice of a wallpaper now. I think you can change the background, which is amazing because it was either white or black. And they've also added, they've added new categories of apps. So things like EV charging stations, etc. But none of that's actually got going yet. And they've done some tweaks you can see how far a tune has gone through on the main dashboard and things like that. But it's all started, and the speed alerts and the cameras, like you said earlier, will appear yet. But they're very good at updating CarPlay quite regularly, so looking forward to it.
No, it'll be good. Do you think a lot of people judge their next car on if it's got CarPlay or not nowadays? or the
I
Android
think they,
Auto or whatever it's called as their alternative.
yeah, I think they do. My car can do both, and I must admit, Android Auto is pretty poor on it. It is nowhere near. And my dad, who's 80, bought himself a little tiny Hyundai a few months ago, and didn't even know it had CarPlay till I told him. But as soon as he found out, loved it.
Have you kitted him out with that little device that you found? The CarPlay wireless device, Bluetooth device, or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's still working well. It's a bit of a hack, I think, but it's still working for me. I think some people struggle with it, but it's nice to get in the car and just get going, and it just all sets off. So really good.
Did you notice that Amazon have bought out their A Lady Auto in the UK officially now?
It has. I saw that the other day, actually. I mean, I did get one from the States for my wife's car, and it's okay, works okay. But the biggest pain was trying to get it to work in the UK initially because it was determined to be American. But now, of course, it's out of the UK, so that makes setting up a lot easier. But that works well, actually. You know, a better experience in an older car. Very good.
Yeah, I was looking like 50 quid, I think it is. And I thought, do I try it? It's a video, so I don't know, maybe. I don't know if I'd get much use out of it, though. We'll see. I'll have to decide.
Oh, worth a try.
It might
49
be.
quid.
It might be, I guess. You're trying to make me spend money. You're mentally. That's the whole reason we listen to your show, to save money as well. So, you know.
Thanks, Emily.
I don't know why that makes me chuckle for some reason. And so it should work fine when you've got a decent car, and they can update the models and stuff. And hopefully, we had a little blip there in our transmission. So I hope, because the flipping internet keeps going out on me. This is the bane of modern day existence. It comes back and goes, comes back and goes. It's always the way. But anyway, car keys is going to be quite important moving forward, I think, for a lot of people, especially on the high end market of the the cars. I doubt it'll get down to Ford Fiestas very soon, but
I don't know. I think it's coming quite. I think it's
which we won't know. But it is like that step into the future. It's like when Tesla bought it out and you could unlock your car from your phone back then using their Tesla app. I mean, that's quite magical, isn't it? I suppose. And the fact that you can walk up the front doors, and if you're brave enough to put an NFC lock on your front door. Ah, dear. But yeah, on the whole though, modern day life, we just walk up to things and they let us in. It'd be fantastic. It stopped again, I think. Oh, it's really
we've lost
stopped.
it again.
Yeah, it's lost again. I'm going to carry on, though. I'm going to persevere. I'm not stopping this time. Every time it craps out, I'm going to carry on going. So, I think it's still streaming. It's like running a little circle round and round.
It's still streaming. Weird. It's weird.
It's weird.
It paused.
It is weird.
And it's paused again.
Oh dear. I hope I didn't swear when it was. I thought it had stopped, but who knows? Anyway. Okay. So what else? We got accessibility. iOS 14 lets you tap the back of your phone to launch apps and a whole lot more.
You're breaking up a bit now.
Oh dear. Well, it's still saying I'm live. That's the weird thing.
What's left?
Accessibility, and that was it basically. Just accessibility.
Okay, let's try and get accessibility in.
Right. Okay.
How ironic.
So accessibility. So there's some changes they've done to the settings and accessibility. That if you turn them on, you can double tap or triple tap the back of the phone and set off either an instruction or do it, or even a shortcut in some cases.
Yeah, I found this out by accident, I think, a couple of days after I installed the beta, and I double tap for screenshot now, because that's always a bit of a palaver, to be honest, to try and do a screenshot, and then 3 taps to get the control center up, it works really, really well. So I use that all the time now.
Yeah, I haven't done it myself. Is there a limit to what phones can actually take advantage of that? Because I think I've heard somewhere it's only some of the latest.
I'm not
phones.
sure. There must be an element of hardware in there somewhere, but maybe it's just accelerometer.
You come back, and yeah. So, like I say, sound recognition in iOS 14, it's basically just listening out for things like a crying baby or a siren or I don't know. I think I saw a doorbell.
Fire alarm.
Yeah.
Doorbell. Yeah. Or phone ring. Well, no. I'm going to say phone ringing.
Well, not that phone. Yeah, and then it will send you a notification.
Yeah, but great for stuff like that.
Yeah, so it'll be good. It'll be interesting as well that it just listens. It's doing it all on device as well, so privacy, is a concern for some people, and it's good.
Yeah, I think Apple's done a magnificent job with accessibility, and the fact that people who wouldn't normally have to use accessibility in itself are making the most of what's in there as well. So it's really good. They've really put some sort of work into that. So well done, Apple, again.
Yep, they're certainly doing the right thing, it seems to me anyway, so that's good. And that's it. I know. So, dear chat room, are you with us again now? Are you watching us? Because I know it fell over about a few minutes ago. I don't know what to say. What can I say? My ISP is letting me down big time this week. It's a nightmare. It does this occasionally. What can you do? And that's it.
What does the chat room think of iOS 14? Any comments from them?
Yeah, so chat room, have you got anything that you really like on iOS 14 that we might not have mentioned? Because we'd like to hear some of your views. That is, if anyone out there is still handling. Oh, here we go. So Dean is saying that the noise cancellation is very handy when using noise cancellation headphone. Yep, absolutely. And how it knows to tell you to wash your hands. Does it? Well, I know it says, when you get home, yeah, as well. There's something in there about it detects when you get home. It's going to remind you to wash your hands as well when you've been out and about.
Oh, wow.
I remember reading that somewhere. Good. Brian has got a question. Yep. So thanks for that.
Good one.
Oh dear. But lovely Apple TV says iOS 14 dictation is much improved, which I think we mentioned earlier on. Dean is saying he's a few minutes behind on the stream, but I think everybody is now at this point after it kept falling over. But it seems to have sorted itself out now. It's the darndest thing. It's the darndest thing. So, yeah.
Overall out of 10 then, Carl, for iOS 14 compared to previous iterations of a new operating system?
Oh, dear. I don't know. I'm going to give it quite high, like 8 or 9. It would be 10 if they totally done a refresh and everything was brand new and looked spiffy. But it's definitely up there high on what I wanted to see. I'm trying to think of a few things. Obviously, if they probably made a lot more happier by doing more default apps for people. I'm not particularly one of them people, but I can understand some people's frustration having to use Apple stuff all the time. I'm just trying to think back to remember what I was wanting when I did my wish list, and it's just gone. Because my brain's elsewhere, trying to cope with this nonsense at the moment, all the breaking downs and all that, is my mind's gone elsewhere. But yeah, I mean, I think they did a lot of the things I was wanting, and a few things in there that I didn't know I wanted until they announced it.
Which is Apple, isn't it? That's what they're good at.
So yeah,
But as for a beta, first version beta, I think it's absolutely touch wood, rock solid.
Yeah, it has been performing very well.
Amazing. And normally or in the past I've had problems with connecting to the car or other things, but it all seems to work fairly well. I mean, there's a couple of apps that don't work anymore, which you'd expect. But if you ever want to find out before you do try it, I think there's a thread on Mac Rumors where they give you a list of all the software that does work and then the software that doesn't work. So if you've got a banking app, because I think some banking apps think you've jailbroken your phone if you're on a beta, so they won't let you in.
Oh, well.
But my banking apps don't seem to care, so they're fine.
Take his information, we don't care.
Yeah,
Well,
got no money.
He's got no money with us, exactly. I was just going through the list here. What else we might have missed? Let's just have a quick look. So we got widgets at the top there, which we've done. App library, what we covered. Compact UI, which we covered. Search. So he does more general searches now rather than just stuff on the device.
Yes, Spotlight looks different, doesn't it? You only get like a little window thing, and it seems to work much better.
Yeah.
It seems to exclude all the, like, you do a search for Fred and you get like an email he sent you 16 years ago. It actually looks for something a bit more relevant.
That's it. So we got obviously maps. We've done translate. Oh, we didn't mention translate.
Oh, the real Google ripoff.
Yes.
It is absolutely almost pixel by pixel the same as the Google app, but it works really, really well.
It does. Let's see. Can I do a demo of this? Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Right.
I think it's brilliant. This.
So let's see. English to German. Okay.
Can I order a beer, please?
How did you know? That was what I was going to ask him.
I don't know. Well, I saw the map of the
Can I
beer
order?
place on your phone.
Translation unavailable. Okay. Can I order a beer, please? No, see, because this is I think because my net's playing up. That's the problem. Oh well, it did work when I tried it earlier. I messed around with it. Honest to God, it did work really well.
And it repeats it straight back, and it gives you the text, and it's instant. Now, my big wish is, why don't they build that into AirPods?
Yes, that'd be good.
Those Google ones that came out a while ago, it didn't work very well.
That's it.
Surely, you could tap your AirPods, someone speaks to you, or you do whatever you need to do, and it just repeats in your ear what the translation is.
Well, ideally, your AirPods would blank out what they're saying, but translate it into English as you go on the fly, and then it'll be like the Babel fish, literally in your ear.
You beat you to it.
That'll be a
the
wonderful
universal translator.
That's it. Let's just go back again. So translation is also in there. Siri, because the phone's basically a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy anyway.
It is.
Home stuff. So home status, home controls. Oh, we're getting adaptive smart lighting as well on bulbs if you want to set that up, which is nice. Obviously, we did the Safari Web.
So I keep thinking about doorbells. It doesn't include Ring, does it, at the moment?
No.
It's only. Is it only Google Nest or something?
It's very limited what ones it is. I'm not sure. And it's a shame because I just bought a Ring Pro earlier this week.
I've got a Ring Pro, and they're fabulous.
Yeah,
really good.
I didn't. Just come back to us here. I didn't have to mess around with the wiring it up, because now they do a plug adapter, which you can just plug into the wall and feed the Ring Pro.
Oh, fabulous! An official plug adapter.
Yeah, an official Ring plug adapter.
Yeah, because you've been able to buy sort of generic ones for quite a long time, but excellent. So I had to do the whole doorbell rewiring job.
That turned me right off. That did. I didn't want to do that. So what else have we got? So car keys, obviously we've done. CarPlay, we've mentioned there. AirPods, spatial aware audio. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that works.
That's not live yet, is it? Because I meant to check, because the firmware update hasn't happened yet on mine.
No, that hasn't happened yet. Air clips we've done. Privacy, lots of privacy stuff in there. They're really sticking to that. Accessibility again, lots of things in accessibility, which is fantastic. Family subscriptions. So apparently developers can decide if they want to do in-app family subscriptions as well, which would be nice.
Yeah.
And group sharing. Apple Arcade is also getting a number of updates. So
and Game Center got a relaunch, didn't it?
Yeah. So this will be much more better now for finding people to play against and keeping scores against each other and things like this. Augmented reality, of course, they've updated to ARKit 4 now. Again, will they find a use for it before we get glasses? I don't know. There we go. We've got various camera things as well. FaceTime stuff, eye contact, blah, 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 blah. APFS encryption drive support as well on files now. So we've got sleep schedules, but that's more related to the watch, really, than the iOS 14. and various international things, and yeah, just loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of stuff. Like, it keeps going. It just keeps going. Podcast Smarter Listen Now. Listen Now includes a new up next, your personal episode queue that makes it easier to resume where you left off. Wait, it was anyway. I'm not sure what's.
Yeah, well, Pocket Cast is pretty good for that, so don't have to worry about that.
Oh yes, of course. I forget. I don't use the basic Apple one. Voice memos, whatever. I see. I mean, they're building in Dark Sky into conversion. I'm just wondering when they'll roll that out to the rest of the world and get Dark Sky on, because hyper localized.
Yeah, we should get it too, shouldn't we?
Yeah, but they only mentioned America to start with, so as always. But yeah, so there we go. I know.
No, but it just goes to show. I mean, that's just one operating system on one device. Never mind all the other ones.
And we're gonna, there's loads. There's so much more to come as well. It's gonna be fantastic. Hopefully next week, I plan to get. I want to try and get 2 developers on, and they're gonna tell the story from their side of the screen, so to speak, so we can see all the things that they're looking forward to using to help bring us better experiences. So it'll be interesting to see. And hopefully I won't have to talk that much during that show, because it'll be all over my head. All over my head, I can guarantee that. Well, I think that's pretty much it. I'm really tempted just to wrap the show up quick because of the internet connection.
I think it might be a good idea. It came back.
It did
come. It came back stronger than ever at the end. So.
It did. It's frustrating. I don't know what this has done to the YouTube video. I've probably got about 6 different videos lined up on YouTube now.
You'll be editing all afternoon, I think.
I'll have to download them all and stitch them all together and upload it again. Oh, so I don't want free time. Why do I want free time? Just because I do a full-time job and everything, like most people. Oh, dear. Anyway.
Never mind. But it's been a pleasure, Carl. Thank you ever so much for inviting me. It's been really good to talk it through, actually.
It is. It's always good fun. So where on earth can we get hold of you, Dave?
Well, I do a weekly show at I Confess. Yeah, get your fingers working. Come on.
So thank you very much. So like I say, if you want to go and download Dave's podcast, it's available every week. And sometimes he doesn't swear on his show.
Yeah, I did an eBay special last week, which I thought if people are clearing out the clutter or want to raise a bit of cash.
You single-handedly turned me off ever using eBay ever again. So.
I said it how it is, you know. I still use it. I use it loads, but you've got to be aware of what you're letting yourself into.
Yes, it is. It just when you started mentioning how easy it is for them to like send the stuff back and you get lumbered with charge, I thought, oh no. Because it's a shame, because I know people do it full time. They go to like car boot fairs and pick up stuff and sell it, and they never have a problem.
Yeah, that's my retirement plan, I think, to do that possibly.
I think it's a lot of people's actually. I do like the idea of the sniper apps, though. I've got to say, I want to try them out.
And that Baywatch app, the British app that I've been using, is fantastic.
That's it.
So you can put an item, then it'll keep an eye on eBay for you. As soon as it comes on, you're in.
Yeah, I'm glad you defined what it was, because when you said Baywatch, you wondered, like scantily clad women running along beaches and stuff.
No, that's a different app.
Socially distancing. Definitely. So there you go. That's our show once again. A technically
poor
program. Thanks, Virgin. I don't know what to say. Hopefully it won't be like this again next week. Please, I can't keep having it interrupt the flow all the time. But anyway, we'll be back again next week. Like I say, hopefully with 2 developers next week, and we can get their idea, their version of all these updates and how they plan to implement them, or how they can be implemented. We shall see. So until next week, everybody, as I always say, please, everybody out there, stay safe, and please just be nice to each other. Bye.
Cheerio.